Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Lieutenant Nathan Boyce, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to today's ceremony. At this time, please ensure that all electronic devices are turned off and all area badges are secure. Please stand for the arrival of the official party. Please take your seats. Today, we are gathered to honor First Lieutenant Andrew Garcia on the occasion of his promotion to the rank of captain. I would like to take a moment to welcome our special guests, Lieutenant Garcia's parents, Jaime and Aurora Garcia, his brother Archie Garcia, his aunt and cousin Dulce and Mark Lassa, and family friends Leo and Tessie Centenera. And from the 498th Nuclear Systems Wing, Chief, 498th Nuclear Systems Division, Colonel Robert Atkins. Chief, Systems Engineering Section, Ms. Loretta Maestas. And Deputy Chief, Systems Engineering Section, Mr. Edgar Vaughn, Colonel Retired U.S. Air Force. Mr. Edgar Vaughn will be the presiding official for today's ceremony. Mr. Vaughn will now say a few words about Lieutenant Garcia.
All right, thank you, Nate. And welcome everybody. This is really a great day for the Garcia family. It's a good day for Andrew. Colonel Atkins, thank you for being here. To his family, it's very important that you're here. Mom and Dad, it's a family of service. Jaime with Navy service is a retired chief, and I tell you, working with in a joint organization, if there was something that needed to be done, it didn't matter where you went. If you found a chief, you could figure out how to get it done. His brother Archie, service in the Army, aunt and friends. This is, you know, it's a great occasion. It's something that in the military we like to observe these occasions formally with promotion ceremonies. Promotion to captain is one of those, I always felt that it takes you beyond where everybody knows how long you've been in the Air Force. I mean, because you can look at a lieutenant and it doesn't matter, you know for sure that they haven't had a lot of tenure yet in the Air Force. For a captain, you can kind of scratch your cheek a little bit and wonder, okay, how long have they been in? And there's a lot of additional authority and responsibility that comes with that. And I know that this is not going to be Andrew's last promotion. One thing you'll hear very shortly when they read the promotion orders is that the Air Force promotes based on potential, demonstrated potential to serve in the higher grade. We give awards, we give medals, we do a lot of other things to recognize people for doing a good job. But a promotion, you're not going to be promoted unless you can meet that potential in order to serve in the next higher grade. And clearly Andrew's done that. Before we get to the real meat of the promotion, though, do a little bit of history on Andrew. You know, it's a little bit hard kind of pulling some of the details out of him. He's a very humble guy, which is a nice thing to have as an officer. Born in the Philippines, around the age of 7, moved to Southern California, Los Angeles area, and went through school there, elementary, middle school, high school, played football. If you can think, Andrew was a center, so was a position in a small school I also played, and I can tell you in the middle, all you do is get beat up. I mean, and especially as maybe a little bit smaller guy when you're thinking about some of the bigger linemen that you play against. Always had an interest in building things. He shared a story that he used to like to go to IKEA, and then he'd come back and he liked to build, try to duplicate the tables and the things that he had seen from IKEA and building that at home. And I think that passion translated when he went to school at Cal State University, Long Beach, and studied computer engineering. And for the first couple of years, he was not involved in ROTC, but finally that spark hit, and he said, you know, I'd like to see what the Air Force is about, and cross-school arrangement with Loyola Marymount, went to ROTC, went through the 4-year program, which means he actually graduated with his bachelor's degree before he finished all of his ROTC. And so that gave him a chance to start on a master's degree there at the same time. Rose to command the detachment wing of cadets. They're at Detachment 40, roughly, I don't know, probably a little bit under 100 cadets total. And you know, that's the first official Air Force thing that you're seeing leadership, because the Air Force is really, we promote on leadership, we promote based on being able to take a group of individuals with a lot of different background and accomplish a mission, whatever that mission may be. First assignment, he was really looking forward to a big move, so he stayed right at Los Angeles Air Force Base, and were software issues. Software with the global positioning system, also in the mission assurance area, reviewing multiple programs for how they were doing with software and reporting up to the Space and Missile Center commander, a 3-star, on whether all of the elements were in place in order to launch some of our most expensive and our most complex systems that we in the Air Force own and operate. Big job, he did really, really well. Visionary thinker was one of the comments from one of his bosses, rated 1 and 2 routinely by his supervisors and his additional supervisors. So what do you do with a guy who's done so good? Well, of course, you send him to Albuquerque and you put him to work on the Air Force's #1 priority, the nuclear weapons, and the nuclear weapons complex. Andrew has jumped in full force into that effort. He is helping us right now with identifying risks in one of our key acquisition programs, a transportable maintenance system that is going to enable us to keep our deterrent to the point that it needs to be. Has a lot of visibility. Colonel Atkins can attest that, you know, he's, even with all of his experience, he sees a lot of chief of staff emails on questions on what is actually could be a very small program, but it's the type of visibility, the type of impact that we're able to make. And then with all of the nuclear weapons programs, our lead project officers, this is where the Air Force communicates our requirements to the nuclear weapons complex of what we need in order to maintain a safe deterrent, and where they then respond back with what they can do. And there's a lot of technical moving parts, perfect fit for Andrew. It's such an honor to be able to be here today with him to celebrate this occasion. Captains through history have been the ones that are kind of that first upper level of leadership, that company, company type commands. From a technical standpoint, you're not necessarily organized that way, but company grade officer, this is a big step. Not only does he get a little bit more money, so I mean, if he's still every once in a while asking for the allowance to come, kind of go back and check that table and make sure that, as the commander-in-chief of the Garcia household, Aurora, make sure you kind of watch him, because I think you can now, start asking him to repay some of that. But as you go up in leadership, everybody, and especially for you, Andrew, people will be looking at your actions. Keep the Air Force core values close: integrity first, service before self, and excellence. You exude all of those in many different ways. As you go up, everybody's going to be watching. They're going to see, are you taking care of your people? Are you doing the things that they expect you to do? And I know you're not going to have any problems with that. Welcome again to everybody. Thank you for being here. And I think it's probably time we get on and put on some new rank